On today's show, we discuss this year's NFL Draft wide receiver groups and so much more. Are you ready? Let's go! Hello, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Bears Pod. Episode 3, actually. Pretty excited. It's an affiliate of the Fake Football Guys Network. We're excited to have you guys again for another fantastic episode. You Bears buddies out there in video land and wherever you listen to us, we're super excited. My name is Giancarlo Campos, and alongside of me is the greatest co-host of all time, Dustin DL Lingaman. What's up, baby?
Let's go, baby.
Oh shit! Is that Dustin or is that Dick Butkus?
I'm thinking a little bit about Butkus, Ditka, and Ted Lasso, dude. I told you I've been on
that's
a
not
kick.
bad. You look like Burt Reynolds, bro. That's what you look like.
Thank you. Yeah,
like
I've got
discount Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. I've been called a creeper. I've been called.
Pedo?
Wow, I like your 70s stash. Okay,
Wow.
okay. And my girls, all of them, including my wife, laughed in my face and was like, "What are you doing?" But you know what? I'm bringing back the stash, guys. You know, I think there's a lot of disrespect going on with the stash. It's distinguished. Like, look, if I'm pissed, see? And if I'm happy, it's like a little extra, like, hey.
Oh, it is a little extra.
You know,
nice.
Oh,
yeah,
hey.
like a cool uncle almost. Yeah.
Or creepy, whichever you
They're
prefer.
creepy. It's either or. Just stay away from schools. That's all I ask.
Well, that's what I've been told.
Yeah, well, that's bad. But anyway, wait. Why did you do this? What was the rationale here?
Okay, story time. Right now I work at Illinois Media School. That's not a lie. I think if anybody's watched this, they know this. But
they know.
Me and this other career services director are going head to head, right? Her name is Debbie Bird. Okay. And I'm from Chicago, so it's Bird versus Jordan. I am Jordan because I've placed our grads 2 years in a row before it was due. So this time she's a little bit ahead. So it's been like this like weird competition, but you know, just to make things fun, I just thought I would believe I'm gonna beat her. So if you watch Ted Lasso, you know what I'm talking about. Be a goldfish and just, focus, move on. And yeah, I want to beat her pants again.
Nice. Well, it's a cool look. I like it.
Yeah, I just want to change things up. I always want to change. I haven't seen my face. I've had a beard, dude. For at least 3 years straight of not seeing the sides of my cheeks. And I thought I exfoliate it. It's springtime. And it's a good Mother's Day present because I'm creepy, right? And I just shave it. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Hey, there you go. That's a good one. That'll be exciting.
I'm 40, but it still counts. Okay. So
yeah, no, you're not 40.
Anyways,
you don't look a day over 52 right now.
No, I am 40. I'm 40 years old, my guy. 40.
Well, I'm headed your way. I'll be there soon. All these grades are coming in, so
dude, just wait. Just wait until like you sleep wrong. And you're like, what the fuck? Or just like random stuff, dude. Like my knees hurt for no reason. Like out of nowhere, I'll be sleeping. It's like, oh, my knees hurt. I didn't do any. Didn't like work out. Didn't run. Didn't do shit.
That's the thing. Not working out. That's what's getting us right now. So
hey, man, I've been working out. I mean, when I work out, I get it. But like out of nowhere,
you're working out. Anyway, we have another jam-packed show for you Bears buddies out there.
Yes,
we're working on the name Bears buddies. Kind of works.
I like Bears Bros.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Bears Bros too, because you like
there might be some women out there.
Yeah, not everybody watches our bros. We got some young, nice ladies.
Yeah,
or older ladies, whatever. I don't care. We're buddies. We're buddies, and we're in this together. And this year's our year, and we're gonna make it.
I feel like we don't have to subscribe a gender to the word bro anymore. I feel like you could call anybody bro. No, you don't think so?
You ever call your lady a bro?
She gets so mad at me.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's true.
I called my wife bra once.
Oh, dang.
What bra? She's like, what the fuck?
Terrible.
Anyways.
Anyway, DL, let's remind everybody at home, where they can follow us. DL, if they choose to follow us on Twitter, so they know when we're going live. We're actually live on Twitter right now through one of our favorite accounts.
On the Football Guys Network.
That's right. We do have a network. We have trademarked it. It's pretty awesome.
It's ours.
Yeah, It is ours. But anyway, DL, if they want to follow us on Twitter, see some of these awesome Twitter polls we've been posting, some of these awesome interactions we've had. I think we got an @ from some big NFL guy recently, which is pretty cool. But DL, where can they follow us on Twitter?
@TweetFFG.
Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And then DL, if they have questions and they want us to answer them on Twitter, what is the hashtag they can use?
Okay, for this one, you want to start off with Ask Us FFG. And maybe use the Bears Pod, because we get a lot of questions with our other channel with the Fake Football Guys, which is a fantasy channel. But either way, if you have a Bears question, use Ask Us FFG.
That's right. Pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory again. And then DL, some people don't use Twitter. I know my mom doesn't use Twitter. She has no idea what it even is. She's like, oh, the little birdie? Yeah, that's Twitter, Mom. Well, X now, right? It's X.
X. It's Twitter. Yeah, we talked about this. Anyway, it's like Sears Tower. Even though it's the Willis Tower. It's always Sears.
Who says that? Who the hell says that?
I gotcha.
Anyway, my mom uses emails a lot, though. Sometimes when I'm mad at her, she gets mad at me. She'll email me and not text me or call me. She'll send me an email. That's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know I messed up. But DL, what is the email people can reach us at, DL?
It's easy. It's thebearspod@gmail.com.
Real easy. And then DL, people want to call us. These phone lines are always open. You can call any time of day, right, DL?
Yours is.
I'll answer it live on air, or you can leave us a voicemail. DL, what is the phone number people can call?
Like the Drake song, JC's number is 708-655-4508. I'm getting up on
that. What song? I'm curious.
Well, it's the Blink. Fuck.
Yeah. How's it go?
I know. Hold on. You're going to make me look. Okay. Keep it moving.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Anywhere, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and smash that notification button. That way you know when we go live. You'll have the little notification bell at the corner of your YouTube channel or on Instagram or on X, Twitter, whatever you guys use.
IG, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, Google Pod, like you can't not escape our content.
Yeah, it's true.
You're super duper lazy and you find like some weird like corner of like, oh, let's listen to a podcast because we're everywhere, man.
We are, and you can see our beautiful faces on a lot of these different platforms.
Yeah.
Too. So see that beautiful mustachioed man over there. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's a power stash.
Is that what we're calling it?
It's a power stash.
What if I just got rid of this, just like this?
Dude, do it. It's freeing. You're gonna get laughed at. You're gonna get laughed at, but then you're gonna get some glimpses in the mirror where you're like, oh, don't hurt him. Oh, you're hurting him. Don't hurt him today.
Exactly.
That's how I pump myself up every day. I'm like, don't hurt him today.
I gotcha.
You got this.
Anyway, Dale, we do have another jam-packed show today. We're going to start a theme here. We're going to go through individual position groups moving forward until we get to draft day. I believe we're, what is it? How many days away are we from the NFL draft? Less than a month?
Okay. We are, it's April 26th, if I'm not mistaken, if you're looking
15 days.
So is that April 26th? Is that the draft?
No, April
25th.
Yeah, 25th to 27th. Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, right there. So what'd you say? 15 days?
15 days. That's coming quick. So what I'd like to do is break down some of the position groups that I think the Bears are going to be, looking for, especially in the first two picks, which is pick number 1 and currently pick number 9. Now, we're going to go over wide receivers today, DL. There is a big crop of wide receivers. This is one of the deepest wide receiver drafts I've seen in a long time. I'm talking the top 5 guys. The top 5 guys could be wide receiver 1s, potentially. The potential there is to be elite for the top 5 guys. And we think there's a chance that, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6, maybe even 7 wide receivers come off the board in the first round. It's entirely possible.
Really? You think?
Yes, I've seen a number of mocks that have at least 5 guys for certain coming off. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll get into that. No worries. We'll get into that. There's some guys that are out there that I think are oozing with potential that could sneak in there as well. So this is going to be a wide receiver loaded draft, probably the most loaded position, wide receivers and tackles, linemen, essentially, offensive linemen. So it'll be really interesting.
Hold on. I just got to say, my uncle texted me. He said, nice power stash.
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle Tomas. Uncle Tomas has been probably our biggest fan since we started this.
Thank you, Uncle Tomas.
Our first episode where we had 30 minutes of no sound. He watched every minute.
He still watched it? He's like, this is like a child's film. Like, I remember.
That's how Uncle Tomas rolls, man. He rolls deep. So that's
well, cheers to you, Uncle Tomas. Cheers to you.
Okay, so we have some questions.
Oh,
Mark B. So we're going to start off with Mark B. He asked, thoughts on the Redskins trade up rumors?
I'd like to get into that actually, DL. So that's going to segue us to our first question.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
There have been a ton of rumors, potentially, about the Bears moving up, which leads us to this week's poll, DL. If you're able to potentially
pull that up here. Hold on. Perfect. I got it.
There have been a lot of rumors out there about Ryan Poles potentially moving up in the draft. Now, we know the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, but they also have the 9th pick. Now, if you look at the trade chart, there's a valuation of what they think every pick is worth, what every pick costs. If the Bears move their 2nd round pick next year, because remember, they have 2. They have their own 2nd round pick and the Carolina Panthers 2nd round pick. If they use one of those 2nd round picks and pair it with the 9th overall pick, so the 9 and the 2nd overall pick next year, they think, this is where experts are mocking, that the Bears could jump up from 9 to 5, 6, or 7. Somewhere in that range, 5, 6, or 7. So to answer Mark B's question, DL, what are your thoughts about Ryan Poles potentially jumping up? Let's say the draft pans out where 4 quarterbacks go. 4 quarterbacks. Let's say Caleb Williams goes. Let's say Daniels goes. Let's say McCarthy goes. And then let's say another quarterback goes. You name them, right? And then the 5th overall pick is there. And the Bears can move up. The Bears dangle the 2nd round pick for next year and their 9th pick, and they move up. Would you do that? And if so, what player are you targeting?
Okay, so we talked about this before, right? Like, I'm in the kind of like mindset that the Bears really need to like reload, right? Because they have 4 picks this year, right? They didn't get the blockbuster like trade, right? Where they get like multiple coming up for like the 2026, 2027, right? I'm not a huge fan of moving up. However, if I don't know, Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to like 8 or maybe 6 or 7th round, that might be an opportunity to move up. But I'm
overall,
not.
I mean, overall.
Overall. Okay. So I'm not like a huge fan of moving up at this point. I think you're wasting capital at that point, unless it's like foregone conclusion, the banger, the guy. I mean, and if we look at this draft, like honestly, like what I'm looking for is like a defensive end, right? Or O-line, right? So Alt may fall to the Bears at 9, or Dallas Turner may fall to the Bears at 9. So I don't really see a huge. I mean, I don't see any player where I would move up.
Let's talk. I hope you don't mind if I share.
Okay. Did you want to go over the poll? The poll.
We will in a moment. I'm so sorry. We will in a moment.
You don't care.
We're talking. We're talking about this right now. I'm real curious to go over this with you, so we can have a breakdown of it, just for the people out there. They know exactly what's going on for the phony homies. Okay. So looking here, okay. And then DL, if you're so.
I got you. I saw it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're the greatest.
All right. I tried.
Live co-host of all time.
I'm trying.
So let's say the draft breaks down as such. Let's say obviously the Bears go Caleb. Well, let's not say obviously, but that's where we're leaning. And then let's say that sorry, I may have shared the wrong grouping. My apologies, good sir. Let me fix that. This is live, guys. This is live.
That's how we roll.
There we go. Sorry about that.
No worries. Gotcha.
Okay, so let's say the Bears draft Caleb Williams. Let's say Drake May goes 2. Let's say New England takes Daniels at 3. And then we go to 4. And let's say at 4, Marvin Harrison's gone. Or let's say the Vikings jump up and take a quarterback, take J.J. McCarthy. Okay? So that would leave at 5 where the Bears are rumored to be able to jump up. And you got a rebuilding team in San Diego. You got Harbaugh there in San Diego looking to change the whole deck, okay? Looking to acquire picks and
he likes to run the ball.
Full-on rebuild. Yeah.
Like to run the ball.
It would not surprise me if Ryan Poles calls the Chargers and says, hey, we'll give you pick number 9 and a second-round pick next year for your fifth pick, the 5th overall pick in the draft. It would not surprise me. Well, let's just say the Bears make that deal. Now, let me pose to you. Is that something you'd be interested in? You could grab the best defensive lineman in the draft. You could grab the best receiver in the draft potentially. And you could grab. I think the best receiver in the draft. I'm leaning now towards Neighbors, just because he's.
I do like Neighbors. You're right. I do like.
They said he ran like a 4.3. It's insanity, and speed kills. Let's be real. So that's what he's got over Marvin Harrison. He's got an elite trait, a super elite trait.
All right, time out. So what are we giving up again? So we're giving up a second round for next.
The 9th overall pick.
Okay.
And a second round pick next year. The Carolina pick, because we have 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
2.
I'm for it. If we get alt, I'm down. Mm-hmm. Absolutely down. Because I said this last episode, right? We remember the Dallas Cowboys when they had a wall, like literally a wall in 2018, 2018, maybe 2016. They had an actual wall, and you saw Dak cook, you saw Zeke just truck people. I'm down with that. And if I'm taking the same take, it's because I really believe if we have a strong O-line, which I really gave an A+ to Ryan Poles about, like, let's build a line. Because if you have a crap line, and we saw this, Bears fans, or Bears buddies, we're all fans. We saw this, right? If you have a shit line, it doesn't matter who's standing at wide receiver, tight end, or running back, because they're not doing anything. You're going to score 17 points. The defense is going to have to pick you up. You got to hope to God whoever you're playing sucks at offense too, right? So I'm all for it. If that is the case, that would be awesome, and it'd be dramatic.
Oh yeah.
I would be shocked if the Chargers honestly took that. I really would be, because I think John is gonna he wants to build his line. You saw in Michigan, you saw that he loved to actually run the ball.
It's true. So let's say that the Chargers, we go knocking on the Chargers' door, and we're like, "Hey Jim, would you do this deal?" And he says no. Then we go over to the Giants and we ask the Giants.
Oh, you just go right down. Oh, you know what that kind of reminds me of? Didn't you posted something about this? What was his name? The guy from. Do you want me to play that video?
Which one? Oh, that was a crazy good video.
Arizona?
If you'd like.
I mean,
hopefully we don't get copywritten for it, but
can we do it? Can we not do it?
Strike. I'm not sure. I mean, it is on Twitter. It is on,
check it out on Twitter. Platform. It's really was it Monty Alsenfert? Who's the GM for the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And it is a really good watch. So I highly recommend check that out. I mean, I can at least share just the post. Maybe I won't play it. Mm-hmm. But if
let's play 30 seconds. 30 seconds of it. How about that?
All right, I'll try that. Hold on.
Okay, let me release this. There's a ton of different scenarios though. While Dustin pulls that up, that the Bears can go into. It's going to be interesting. I was not thinking of the Bears potentially jumping up because they've been a team that's trying to amass picks and continue to stockpile. But if you look at it, they're not that far away. They're not. But here's a breakdown of what it's going to look like potentially.
Call Houston. You know what? Let me call Nick. Hey, bud, are you guys still interested? Well, what are you saying here? Yeah, right. And I text you back that wasn't enough. Yep. I'll give me 1 minute. I'll call you back. Okay. So they're still here. Okay.
All right. Sorry. Just to make sure we don't get hit with whatever dings and dupes and what have you. I mean, if you go ahead, Bears buddies, check that out because I watched it 6 times. It's crazy how calm he is. I don't think I could be that calm. And the matter of time, he has minutes. He literally has 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes if he's lucky. And the dude is making deals. And if you watch the whole thing, he lands a pretty big deal. So highly recommend checking it out.
Last year's draft. So
last year's draft. So I don't think we would get in trouble, but we're trying not to get things.
Yeah, we're trying not to, you know.
We're trying to play by the rules because that's how we roll. All right, I'm sorry, man.
No worries. No worries. So, DL, the real question here is about the Bears moving up, and to answer Mark B's this long-winded question, or a long-winded answer, I guess, I would be open to moving up for the right players. I would do it for Alt. I would do it for Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's available at 5 or 6. I would do it. I would do it for Malik Neighbors. Those are the 3 players I would move up for. And no other 3 players would I move up.
But the question that is opposed, right? Okay, so I got to step in here because I've been listening to 670 Scores. Some of this isn't my own idea, but if you look at wide receiver, right? Do we really need to move up for a wide receiver in that room? You got 2 veterans, right? You got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, already there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you really need to move up to get a slot? Like, where are you going to put Neighbors? You're going to put them in the slot?
It's just for 1 year. It's just for 1 year because the thought process here.
But wait a second. If Keenan Allen, right, and I believe with a Bears cap space, they could sign Keenan Allen to at least a 2-year deal, maybe even 4. 4 is stretching. 4 would be ridiculous. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I do feel at least you could get 2 years out of Keenan Allen before you make that jump. So are you really wanting to do that? You want to give up draft capital, get another wide receiver who won't see the field? I mean, I don't know, man. To move up, to give up more capital at the draft, which Ryan Poles has talked about, he wants to build through the draft. And I honestly believe him. Every other GM has said that. They never did it. I believe in Poles. He's actually building through the draft. So I'm not too sure if I'm comfortable moving up to grab a wide receiver. Maybe
let me put it this way.
O-line, I'd be down.
Let me put it this way. Let's say between Marvin Harrison and Malik Neighbors. Marvin Harrison's comp is CeeDee Lamb. Let's say you get a guy like CeeDee Lamb, right? That's a guy I think that's worth moving up for.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to that.
Malik Neighbors, who a lot of people are really, I guess, just gushing over his ability because he's so fast. He can do everything Marvin Harrison can do. Plus, he's got elite speed, like top 3 receiver in the league speed. Like that's how fast he could be.
But Rome Odunze,
they're calling Malik Neighbors a faster Jamar Chase, dude. That's crazy.
Okay, but Rome Odunze has already visited the Bears, and he's looking at dropping to 9. Like it's got to be in their wheelhouse.
Not though, but he might.
I mean, potentially, but that's what I'm saying. Like you would just, between those 2, Neighbors and Odunze, right? You're willing to give up capital to go for Neighbors because he's that much of an
Marvin Harrison, yes. Or Joel, those 3 guys. Yes. I'm willing to give up a 2nd-round pick next year to do it. Yes, I would be.
The only thing that I've seen on Marvin Harrison, right, and I've heard through a couple analysts, is that Harrison doesn't have that separation speed.
Exactly.
Right? He's spectacular with the catches and this and that. And there's been speculation that's why he didn't do the combine. And it's all rumors. You got to read between the lines, and people try to be dickheads and trying to hurt people. But that does, I'm not gonna lie, I watched the tapes and he really doesn't get much separation. He gets spectacular. I'm not trying to say he's not him, right? I'm not saying that. But it does kind of make me clutch my pearls, if you will. And I think I want that that speed. And if you can get a Odunze at 9, right? To put a bow on it, I would move up for Alt. Yeah, and that's probably the only guy because I think Dallas Turner is going to be there. It's pretty. You got a really well depth with tackles, and I think I want to say defensive edge. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
There's 3 guys. There's Latu, there's Verse, and then there's Turner. But people are really high on Turner. They think that he's the stand above best guy. Some people are really high on Verse, and then the last guy's Latu. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think.
Here's what Rudd who's also part of 3 Mill Farm. You should check him out. Rudd's making moves. Total top YouTuber at this point. Like the dude.
Yes.
Anyways, long story short, here's his question. Allen, or his comment, Allen is a middle of the field guy. We need someone on the other side. What do you think of that? So you think like...
I mean, he's saying something that a lot of people are saying, basically that Keenan Allen plays a Travis Kelce role where he finds the soft spots in the zones, usually across the middle, or usually in the super outsides of the field, super outsides. He's not a guy that's going to get hit a lot. He's a guy that's going to catch a ball and go down, which is smart. He preserves himself. He knows how to play. But he's right.
That's why as a Bears franchise, you would sign him for a couple more years.
Well, here's the thing. If we lose, let's say the Bears lose Keenan Allen next year, after the year, then what are they going to have at receiver, That's why we're here today. For this show,
I don't
to go over potential guys. That's why.
Okay. Here. To answer that question, I don't think they are. I think they're going to pay the man. They got the cap, dude. If he balls out, right, and he doesn't look old and like, he's not the Keenan Allen that he was, blah, blah, blah. I get it. And I see what you're saying with the safety net. Like, okay, we can draft somebody, make him like sit for a year and see what happens. But the way I look at it is like wide receivers quarterbacks I get, you make them sit, but wide receivers, you like need to get them out there and like do the tree and all that. Like who sat on the bench for a year as a wide receiver and came out the following year and just balled out? Am I wrong? Is it like, tell me the guy.
A guy who sat on the bench and then balled out when he came back?
Tell me the guy, a wide receiver that sat on the bench for a year and then balled out the following year because he was behind, the greatest wide receiver ever.
I mean, offhand, I couldn't tell you one, but I'm sure there's a bunch of examples of guys.
Yeah, I mean, we could look up
good year one and good year two.
Yeah, 1949, I'm sure there was like some random dude. Sure. Absolutely.
There's a bunch of guys who break out year two and not year one. I'm trying to think out loud here.
Well, why do they break out year two? Right? You look at Odell Beckham, right? He had a shitty rookie year, right? But then the second year he did well. Why? Because he got reps, bro. Like it's different. You can't have a wide receiver just sit, right?
No, he wouldn't sit though. Yeah, but if the Bears draft a receiver at number 9 and number 5 and number 6 and number 7 and number 8, that guy's going to play. That guy's going to get a ton of snaps. Just because there's 2 elite receivers on the field doesn't mean the third guy isn't going to play. They're going to play completely different positions.
I agree. If you get Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going to fucking play.
Or Rome or Neighbors.
Yeah. Yes. If you get him, right? But do they trump Alt? Do they trump a lineman? Do they trump Dallas Turner? Or Chop? Chop's more like second round later. Yeah. I wouldn't say first round, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
Anyways, go ahead.
I think Neighbors does. I do. I think Neighbors does. I think Marvin Harrison does.
All right. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I think Neighbors and Marvin Harrison, they're right there. And then Alt, I think in that.
You know what I love? Is here we are as Bears fans, and we're actually stoked about the draft. When was the last time?
When we took Mitch, that's when the last time was. And I wasn't excited for Mitch.
I mean, not even, because it was like, we get Mitch, and that was it.
Like, I thought we were gonna get Deshaun Watson. That's what I was hoping. I was like, take Deshaun.
Yeah, I was
or take Mahomes. I actually mentioned Mahomes at the time. I swear to God.
I'm not going to go that far because I don't think I did. I'm just being honest. I don't think I was like Deshaun because he won the championship. I was like, why would you go with Watson? But I did remember hearing like Patrick Mahomes was like, all right, cool. Like, and then I said, it was like when the Bears hired Trestman. I was like, who the fuck is Trestman? And when they're like, we're going with Trubisky, I'm like, wait, what? Who the fuck is Trubisky? He played 13 games. Okay. Anyways. We're not going to go back. We're moving forward. We're going to keep looking forward and maybe glance at the rearview mirror as we go through life. Be a goldfish. Okay, moving on.
Real quick. I know you don't want to look back, but I do. So if you're able to share that real quick.
Yes. I see it pop up. Go ahead.
This was my draft coverage way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
In a perfect world, Myles Garrett falls.
You went to the old.
They trade down. I want Mahomes. Yeah, this is receipts. I got him.
This is straight up like Facebook where people wanted him to die.
Yeah, this is what I wanted. I never wanted Trubisky. I called
the
Mahomes.
Woodfield Mall.
For Fields. Look, I wanted Fields, and they got Fields, and it didn't work out. But we were out here. We were out here wanting things. So.
All right. Okay. All right, glad you brought that up, dude.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're actually kind of good at this. That's why we're doing it. But hey, kudos to you for saying it, because I don't know. I don't think. Actually, I remember listening to the score and be like, "Yeah, let's go with I don't care whoever, like Watson, if he's let's go Trubisky." Anyways, moving on.
I remember being like, "What? What did they do?" I remember the feeling. I remember texting everybody and saying, "What just fucking happened?"
It was one of these. It's like, oh, yeah, he played and he was the backup, and he played 13 games in this. Okay, well, 100%. You know what? I don't get paid that kind of money to make that decision, so they know something I don't, and they didn't. Those motherfuckers. Anyways,
yeah, I fucked that up. Anyway, we still have a lot to go over. We're about halfway through the show. The point of today's show is to go over wide receivers. Yes. Now, this past week, DL and I decided to do our own ranks of receivers that we think should be in the top 10. Guys that we think are going to be on the Bears board. I'm sure the Bears board is going to be even bigger than 10, but we do have our ranks. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'll pass it over to DL. DL, if you can show your ranks, you can let us know kind of who you have at 1.
Oh, you want me to show my ranks, huh?
Yeah, or you don't have to share them. It's okay, but you can kind of let us know by name, guys that you like, where you have in your ranks.
Easy enough. So, obviously, the first couple are going to be So, I got Marvin Harrison at number 1, right? Yep. So, obviously, everybody has seen it. He has a high IQ. And he's a young player. I think if you paired him with Caleb Williams, let's talk about that, right? It's awesome to know that we know the Bears are going to get like the best quarterback in the draft or prospective best quarterback. So I think that would be a huge add if we could like pair them two and they could grow together and we could have this dynasty. The only ding on him, as I mentioned already, is that I've heard that he doesn't have that breakaway speed, right? Like he doesn't run past a DB. Like he doesn't have it, right? I've seen the tape and I've watched it too. That's why I keep alluding to these spectacular catches. I think the guy can still ball out. I think you would be remiss if you just look, But if he drafts down to 9, let's go Bears. Okay. My next guy I would say is Malik Neighbors, obviously from LSU. His movable skills are rare, right? Even at the NFL now. He has the ability to just change directions, which is huge, right? Like he's that guy who, like on a scramble, he's going to get open. He's going to get you the ball, right? Really high on him because we've seen Caleb Williams. It's his rookie year. I think if he gets in trouble, this might be the guy, his go-to guy. If TJ Moore and Keenan Allen aren't available. With my third guy, obviously, I would say Rome Odunze from Washington, right? The dude's just a beast, bro. Like he's just little engine that could. The guy, I mean, he's a possession receiver, right? He can take hits and move it upfield, and he's just smart. He's one of the best of the bunch, I would say. That's why I feel like I'm kind of more high on him than anything because I think the Bears actually have a shot of grabbing him over everyone else. So at number 4, I have Brian Thomas. I have Adonai Mitchell.
Adonai, yeah.
Thank you. Yep. Number 6, Lad McConey.
Lad McConkey. Yeah. Gotcha. I don't worry about that. I got you.
Yeah. Well, thank God I don't need Siri because I have JC. I have Troy Franklin at number 7. Rome Wilson from Michigan. And number 8, Ricky Pearsall from Florida at number 9.
Damn you.
Thank you. And Jermaine Burton from Alabama at number 10. Okay. Do you want me to like deep dive? Like I did write like little things, but just to save some time, I'm not going to read it all. I just
go ahead. You can give us a little bit of info. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Thanks, dude. All right. So going back to Brian Thomas offers a good combination of size and speed to push the ball vertically down the sideline. So I feel like he would be a good like slot, right? That's what I'm thinking about. I do like Tyler Scott. I was really high on him last year. I think, like I said, he got the reps. Well, he got a little bit of reps. But yeah, I would say demanding the safety stay rotated to his side to truly unlock the kind of threat. He needs to show he can consistently beat press coverage, right? So I was excited about him. With Donnie Mitchell.
Adonai Mitchell, yeah.
Iodine?
Just Mitchell. Iodine.
Adonai. I mean, what? Why? Okay. Why y'all? Okay.
It's okay.
All right, hold on. We got something from Lord Goose. Thank you for turning in, Lord Goose. Didn't even read this. I'm just throwing it up there. Facial hair brothers on point tonight. Thank you, Lord Goose. See, I knew it. I shaved it. I was like, Lord Goose is gonna like this. All right, going back to Mitchell. Mitchell's fluid at his sides, making him a tough matchup, especially in the red zone. The biggest area of concern I have with him is I wish he attacked the ball more. So that's why I kind of moved into 5, right? You're going to the NFL. I mean, how many times do they say it? Like, oh, we're going to throw a jump ball, right? So that's my only concern with him. With Ladd McConkey. I don't really expect him to be an X jump ball receiver. So once again, that's why he's sliding down. With Troy Franklin might get lost in the shuffle of a loaded wide receiver class, right? And the Bears have a wide receiver loaded class, but he shouldn't. His smoothest, so he's got more of that like moxie, right? He's got a little razzle dazzle. So number 7, not bad, right? Going number 8, Roman Wilson. He's just in a different receiver class, right? Wilson would be much better higher on those ranks. He's not only brings the NFL speed, however, his determination to catch the ball when blocked.
Dan, you have Roman Wilson really high.
I have him at 8.
Sick. Holy crap. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Because I just feel like I said, man, I mean, watching some tapes, I'm not gonna lie, like all these takes aren't just for me. I haven't been like in a dark basement watching tapes, but like just the way he like I said, I mean, I just feel like he's got that love for the football, which Ryan Pace has talked about, right? If you love football, I think he's that kind of guy. I've never talked to the guy. I've never seen him in interviews, but anyways. And then we got Ricky Pearsall, right? Ultimate Pearsall won't intimidate defenders on the line of scrimmage, but he will once the ball is snapped. He's a ready-made slot receiver. So towards the end, I kind of like focused my attention on more slot receivers because I felt like that would be a good fit for the Bears. And lastly, just to put a bow on it, Jermaine Burton. Burton brings a fiery approach to the position as long as his size doesn't cause him to be pushed around. He has elite quickness to win against press and coverage at the next level as a flanker or a slot. So as you can tell, towards I think 6 through 10, I really just kind of focus my attention on slot receivers.
Okay.
Thank you.
That last guy you said was Burton?
Yes, Jermaine Burton, Burton from Alabama.
And you had Troy Franklin at 7.
Who?
Franklin? Yeah, Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin, I did have in 7. Yeah. So are you making your list as I go through? You son of a bitch.
I have mine.
Did you? Okay.
No, here's my list. Mine's way different than yours.
Oh, good. All right.
Here's mine. See if I could share it. It's not gonna let me share the. There it is. Sorry about that. All right, so here's my list, a little different than yours. I'll be able to show it so people can take a look at it. So I got my top 10 here numbered. I'll go through 1 through 10. DL did most of the heavy lifting there and gave you the breakdown of the receivers. But I do have Marvin Harrison, at number 2, basically. So Malik Nabers, who I did not number, he's my top guy. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. So I have Malik going best. I think he's just the best. I think he'll be at the end of when it's all said and done, they'll say that he was the best guy to come out. I have Marvin Harrison at number 2, followed by Rome Odunze at 3. All those 3 guys I think are interchangeable. I think in the right system, in the right place, they'll shine. One of them, will shine for sure. After that, I have Brian Thomas Jr., a guy who has elite NFL traits. He's pretty big, and I'm very, very excited to see what he does at the next level. 6'4", 205. So If I'm not mistaken, he's one of the biggest receivers going into this draft. I think the biggest guy, the top 20 or 30 or 6'4". So that guy has an NFL body on him for sure. I have Adonai Mitchell shortly thereafter. He's 6'4" as well, but he's 196. So he's not quite built like Brian Thomas Jr., who did play really well last year. But yeah, it's a guy who I think could be really good at the next level. Next, I have a guy who I think is going to be a sleeper, a guy that's going to be on a lot of draft boards in fantasy football, I think, is Ladd McConkey. I think in the right place, this is a guy who could catch 100 balls. I think Ladd McConkey is not going to be blazing fast. It's not going to pop off, with crazy high vert or anything like that. But the guy's going to be consistent. He's going to be really good. He reminds me a lot of a bunch of other wide receivers, mainly one in Rams. Who am I thinking of here, DL? If you could help me here.
The Rams at number 5? Yeah. Are you thinking of Puka Nacua?
No, not Nacua. He reminds me a lot of Cooper Kupp. So just a guy who I think really highly.
That's your comp. This dude at number 5 is a Cooper Kupp.
I think he's a guy people are gonna they're gonna force speed. I think he's kind of a smaller guy, but I think he's a really good route runner, really smart, really understands.
Very, very, very complimentary. I mean that's high praise. Okay, I like it. I like it, man. Let's go.
I have another guy. Another guy I'm really, really high on is Keon Coleman. I think he's just special. Right. A guy that I think is just gonna be a freak, to be honest with you, at the next level. He's 6'4", 215. He's huge. So I think he's going to be great. Xavier Worthy, I think he ran the fastest.
Back up a little bit. These are the guys I don't know. So Keon Coleman, is fat? Is he speedy? Does he get past defenders? Is he a slot, or is he or
he could do it all? He's more of a high point. Yeah, he's more of a high point. Yeah, possession guy, high point, go get a guy. But he could do it all, whatever you need. He reminds me a lot of AJ Brown. So he's like a freak athlete.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No worries. Next guy I have is Xavier Worthy. I think he's just a speed demon kind of guy. Hopefully he translates to the next level. Got to see him a lot at Texas. I was very impressed with what he could do. He's going to be a lot like Deshaun Jackson, kind of what he reminds me of.
So deep threat slot kind of guy?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got Javon Baker. Not super high on, but a lot of the mocks have him going early, so I thought, hey, what the hell, I'll throw him in there. A guy that I'm going to pick here that I'm really high on, I think he's probably, in a lot of mocks, probably like the 14th or 15th receiver off the board, Xavier Legette. I'm very, very excited about 6'3", 227, big guy. Reminds me a lot of like Alshon Jeffrey, guy like that. Big fan of Xavier Legette. And finally, guy you had on your list, Ricky Pearsall. Big fan of Ricky Pearsall. He's 6'1", $190, something to that effect. Very, very high on Ricky Pearsall. I think that's a guy that the Bears could potentially target in the second round. So a lot of these guys would be gone in the first 2 rounds for sure.
So yeah, I mean, we're pretty much in agreement, right? I would say that I had him at number 9. You had him kind of towards the end, which either way is great. But I'm glad that you're talking about some of these guys that aren't really getting a lot of. I would say I haven't heard probably through 6 through 10, I didn't hear anyone talking about those guys. So that's why we do what we do, guys, because it's not just about the Bears. But we give you some NFL insight to help you get excited about no-name people in the draft.
That's true. It's true. Dale, is there any guy you want to come out of the draft with at wide receiver? A guy you're like, you know what? No matter what, or you'll bet your paycheck on to be, great. Not one of the top 3 or 4 guys,
Dang it. I was going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go with Neighbors. I mean, overall, I feel like the guy that I was kind of high on, where was he? I'm going between Troy Franklin or even Ladd McConkey.
Who's the last guy? Ladd McConkey?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. I like that.
Because I mean, just the slot guys overall. Just double checking here before. Yeah, those 2 guys are probably the ones that I kind of circled. I mean, if we got them late in the rounds, but once again, the Bears only have 4 draft picks, right? So we could think about that theory, right? Okay, sorry.
No worries.
I gotta throw this up.
I'm not sure who that is, but what's up?
I mean, he's there. Thank you, dude. What's up, my guy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's why, with our tweet tonight, I was thinking about like, do the Bears move up, or do they like cash in that 9th round pick and get a couple for like later rounds, get a couple more bites at the apple and grab like some of these lower guys, right? Or grab somebody at need. I know the next couple of episodes we're going to dive into like defensive ends. We're going to dive into
defensive tackles, offensive linemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think we really need to go with tight ends. I know you.
Not really. We could have thrown in a tight end in this episode. We could have.
Bowers.
If we did throw in Brock Bowers, I think he's not better than Marvin Harrison, not better than Neighbors, and right there with it.
Would you grab him at 9 if he was just sitting there?
Yes. Now, has anything changed for you since that last episode? Maybe you heard some new information, anything, or you saw
the only thing that really changed for me was, I know last episode I said defensive end, O-line, and then wide receiver. I'm going to flip it. I'd rather get someone on the defensive line, to be honest, because Mike Brown was on 670 score. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a score head. And if you guys are in the Chicagoland area, tune in.
You don't have to be in the Chicagoland area. Yeah, you don't have to be. You can listen to it.
Or listen to the Odyssey app, whatever.
YouTube.
Anyways, long story longer, Mike Brown was on that episode, and he really, I mean, you should know this, but he was the safety for the Chicago Bears back in like 2006, if I'm right, 2005, 2006, right in that area. Anyways, long story longer, he was talking about like how the Bears defense, which I agree, towards the half of the season got up to like the top 5, right? Top 5 defense, right? And he was talking about how in the past the Bears had like a really good defense, but they couldn't score points. So with that being said, I was like, oh, okay, if you got another guy, if you got a lad or what have you, he would be like able to help Caleb Williams actually score more points, right? The average Bears are averaging, I want to say probably like 17 points the last couple of years, which you're not going to win games unless you're playing against like trash teams, right? So and he said, if with this, like if you get someone on the O-line or even the defensive line, but mainly the O-line, that would actually help them get closer to like 24, 28 points average on a game if, Williams is who he is, which I think he is. I want to say the Bears what were they last year? Like 8 in, hold on, I'll look it up.
They had 7 wins last year.
Okay. So even if they get like 8 to 9, right? Like 8 or 9 more wins, I think it's a successful rookie season for Caleb Williams. And I'm just being conservative. I'm being modest, right? I hope he blows them out. I hope it's like 10 wins, right? And like we get into the playoff bound, but just trying to be modest. I'm trying to lower my expectations because I don't want to drink too much Kool-Aid. I think Caleb Williams is him. I think this is our guy, honestly. And maybe I say that every draft when we're about to get a quarterback, but I really believe in this kid. And I think just he's walking in such a great room. But like I said, show me, don't tell me.
Nice. Yeah, I do like some of these receivers. I know I asked you a guy who you'll bet your paycheck on. My guy that's not, one of the top 5 receivers that I'm betting my paycheck on is Keon Coleman. Huge fan of Keon Coleman from Florida State. He's just a freak. I think he'll be, one of the guys that people wear their jersey and draft in the first 2 rounds in fantasy football in a year or 2. So. That's
okay.
The guy that I'm super high on. But McConkey, just to give you a quick thing on McConkey, because I did say something controversial by saying he reminds me kind of a Cooper Kupp. Not just because he's a white guy, but because kind of the way he moves, the way he sits in spaces and things like that. I saw an NFL scout compare McConkey to Antonio Brown. So, I mean.
I do like that comp. Maybe not like the mental aspect, but I do like that comp, right?
Yeah, not the mental aspect.
Speaking of wide receivers, gotta break in some news, right? I don't know if you heard about Rashid Weiss actually getting charged. Actually 8 charges. And I saw that Ian Rappaport actually talked about this. So I think, can we play this? Can we play his thing? Yes, no? Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna go for it. Okay. Rashid Rice. Rashid.
No D. No D. Rashid Rice.
I can't help it, dude. You know what? Fake football guys screwed me. So no, just kidding. All right. Let's
we take a turn there from a feel-good story to one that is really not good, honestly, for Rashid Rice, the standout receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. An arrest warrant has been issued by Dallas PD for Rashid Rice for his role in a high-speed car crash from last month. He received 8 charges according to police for his role. I'll read them to you. 6 counts of collision involving bodily harm, 1 count collision involving serious bodily harm, 1 count aggravated assault. Remember, his attorney has already admitted that both cars involved in this crash, a Corvette and a Lamborghini, were either in his name or belonged to him. Rashid Rice posted on Instagram recently that he takes full responsibility for his actions. Meanwhile, the NFL continues to monitor this very serious. Yeah, we take a turn.
Yeah, so that's big news. How many charges was that in total? I think he's at
8.
6. 8 charges?
8.
So I work in
they're throwing the book at him.
I work in the legal system, and I know a thing or two about how this will go. Something like this will probably last over a year. He'll be going to court for quite a while. I think the NFL will try to jump on this quickly and act quickly so that the legal system, maybe takes a little bit of leniency towards him. But I fully expect the NFL to suspend him for a large portion of the season, if not maybe the whole year. My guess is going to be he's going to miss 8 games.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it just sucks, man. He honestly took a step last year, right?
Yeah.
And he was, honestly debatable the wide receiver of the Kansas City Chiefs. So everybody's like, oh, here we go. Even though they did it with, it's Patrick Mahomes. He can. It doesn't matter who's on the field. He's going to score a touchdown. But it's just sad, man. It just reminds me of what was it? The Raiders. What was his name?
It was a 6 vehicle car crash.
Yeah, that's nuts. But the sad point being on all of this is I feel like what happens is a lot of people get money and they don't know what to do with it, and they have all this privilege, and then they're just they just get blinded by it. And it's really sad, man. And I don't fault the guy. I mean, he had it, he did it. But why, bro? Why are you racing a Lamborghini on why don't you just go to a track?
You want to see the footage? I have the footage. You want to see it?
I don't know. Is it graphic? Is it super bad?
No, it's not graphic.
Make me sad. All right.
I mean, no one died, so I feel like we could share that. But here is the live dash cam footage. Doing some quick reporting here. You'll see him on the left.
Oh.
Yep.
See, and that's my point, man. Why are you doing this on a highway, bro? Why are you doing this on a highway?
Let's be real. You remember being young. I did this when I was young. I'd race my car.
I was young working at Starbucks, bro. This guy is he's a multi-millionaire, right? You're telling me you can't go find a dirt road somewhere, or you can't rent out a track. You can't. I mean, there's 1,100,000 other options to do this. There's drag race tracks that you can do this. Why in the hell would you decide let's go down the highway with civilians and just let's let it run? Why? What's the point of that? Did you watch Fast and the Furious? Were you feeling that? Was that the kind of vibe you got? You're oh, let's go. I just think it's stupid, bro. And I get it. You're young, dumb, and maybe I'm that old man on my porch. Right
now you are, yeah. That's okay though. You're not wrong.
But I mean,
you're young at a cloud. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, you're on a highway. What the fuck? Anyways, I just don't get it, because I think you have opportunities to do that and have it be fun and not jeopardize your career. 8 charges, bro. 8. They're gonna get them. That's the reason. Anytime you see that many charges, they're just looking to land one, and so they're just loading it up on that. So I'm sorry. That's my 2 cents.
I think he's a first-time offender. I think I read somewhere. I think he has a clean record. So maybe the criminal justice system will take it a little kinder on him, and he also has a position of power.
The only thing I can say is thank God he didn't kill anyone, because I mean, shit.
Yeah.
But did you have something else you want to share? I saw something pop up.
No, he's going to be suspended. That's what reports are.
Oh,
right
absolutely.
Now. He'll be put on the commissioner's exempt list.
You said like 8 games, so like half the season.
That's my guess. But he'll be on the commissioner's exempt list for a little bit while they try to solve these things in court. And then once that is done, they'll probably come down with the suspension.
I just don't get it, man. That's just dumb, dude. Dumb, like dumb.
Yeah, but the good thing is that they was one of the charges. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they have alcohol in their system?
I don't think so. I didn't hear that.
Good.
Did not hear that. I did not hear like, oh, they were high or anything like that.
Good.
Like straight up just decided to race down a highway with people in Dallas.
And the crazy thing is, from a football perspective, just watch Mahomes still carry that team to the playoffs again without their number one receiver.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I could line up Mahomes would make me look good.
This could be a blessing in disguise for that team, though, because maybe they'll know they have a needed wide receiver, then they'll go get one, a high, draft pick, and then they get Rice back, and they'll have Rice and the guy they took, because Rice was.
Yeah, maybe they want to trade with the Bears because Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna fall.
Yeah,
and
right.
then we get like
they don't really have any
5 first-round pick. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. They're basically all second-round picks because they always draft in like the 30s. So, they're so good.
Anyways, that like it's been kind of. I mean, it's okay that it's been slow, but like that was one thing I wanted to touch on because I was like,
yeah, for sure.
That came across today, so that's why I was like, oh shit, we gotta talk about it. It's
100%.
Why 100%. Not? So
100%. Deal, you got anything else to add to this great?
No. I thought this was good, dude. We got a good pace. Like, it's our show. I think that's all the Bears buddies need.
That's it.
I'm glad everyone liked my mustache. My wife and my 2 girls laughed in my face profusely, like in tears because this is how I did it. All right. So the whole weekend, had the beard, whatever. They all went to bed. Sunday night, I shaved that shit because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get them.
How long was that process?
Not that long, man. I got some really good clippers. Like when you have like a full beard, you need some really good clippers because it's just shitty. But however, I did cut my chin right here. I was like, ooh, forgot about this. And that's why I decided to grow a beard. It reminded me. Anyways, they laughed in my face and my wife's like, for how long? And I was like, what do you mean? This is my new look. And she's like,
You know what I do? I should have told you. I wish I would have known you were gonna do that, so I could have taken you to the barber, and they could have given you like that nice like line up with like the faded beard, how they faded like right here. Mine's like faded on the sides. It would have been sick, dude. I would have loved it.
No. I'm not trying to look like Foose. I'm not trying to be like.
Oh, come on! You can look just like.
You know what it was, JC? Okay, let me tell you. The other reason why I did it. Okay, I've hit the point in my life where you're either get into wood carving.
Oh my god.
You smoke meats, or
beer,
or you shave your face. No, or you get into some like weird hobby. So, I made some ribs over the week, right?
Hey, nice.
And they sucked. So I did some research. I got a new like grill, like grate. I got some hickory wood chips.
Dude, I'm gonna be there with you. I'm coming.
I'm down, dude. Like Saturday, bro. Saturday. Come on over. Dude, I've never smoked ribs. I'm gonna smoke it on the Weber.
I'll get a nice shoulder. Well,
I'm gonna go ribs first, and we got upgrades. Right. Like, come on, man. This is my first time smoking it. I don't want to fuck it up. I want to get.
You got a mustache though. That's like plus 10 cooking points.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I fucking went on Amazon. I got the fucking mop. Not just the brush to put.
I know what you're talking about.
The fucking mop, bro. So I'm gonna be like, flavor country.
That's what 40 looks like. You're just finding creative ways to spend your money.
No, you're like, well, fuck it. You know what? I've never smoked ribs. I'm gonna check this off the bucket list. Next, I'm moving on to wood making. I'm gonna make some chairs, couch, maybe. You're
gonna make a wooden couch. Fuck yeah, that's great. Hell yeah. One of those corner ones that you put. I've seen it done.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. But I'm getting there. Anyway, sorry.
That's it for today's episode, Bears Nation. As always, DL, if the people out there want to interact with us and they want to do it on Twitter, DL, where can they go on Twitter?
You can go to tweet FFG.
Pretty simple. And then if they have questions for us on Twitter, DL, what is the hashtag they can use? We have 2.
We got two. So the first one, you can ask us FFG, or if you just want to keep it to the podcast, just want to ask our insight, you can hit us up on the Bears. Hashtag the Bears.
That's pretty easy. Either or. Either or.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Whatever. We'll answer both. Yeah. So you can use the hashtag Chicago Bears, and then we'll probably see it. So
because we're creeps.
Yeah, we stay on Twitter. We live on it. So one of us is a creep. The other one, not so much. But anyway, also, if people choose to send us emails, where can they send us those emails, DL?
Super simple. thebearspod@gmail.com.
That again is DABEARSPOD@gmail.com.
You should know this. You should be super fans. The Bears by 1,000.
We could be the super fans. We could call them the super fans out there. No, we don't want to. All right.
90s. No. And then we're gonna get I like Bears buddies. I like Bears buddies.
Okay, Bears buddies.
What are you showing here? Oh, what are you, JC? We're still live, bro. What are you doing,
bro? This is what you look like, bro. You got this look going. This is you.
Blow that one up. Blow that one up. Yes. You know what?
Oh my God.
You know what? Wait, hold on. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on. Side by side.
Here you go. Let me straighten you out here. Oh man, I swear we're not drunk. I promise you.
Well,
okay. Yeah. Anyway, or DL, people can leave us voicemails if they want. If they want that pretty face, they want to call us. DL, what's the phone number they can call?
That's really super simple. 708-655-4508. Anytime. No data messaging charges. Rates. Damn. I'm going to get it right one of these times. Anyways, hit up JC anytime, any day, 24 hours. If you're pooping and you're bored, call him. And just be like, what's up, my guy?
Text the number. Fuck it. Just text it.
Text it. Yeah. No, just call it. Call when you're pooping.
We'll fucking zoom in and play it on the show. That's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Fine. Anyway. Dude, this ridiculous show. Thanks for tuning in, Bears Nation. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and
smash
that notification button. That way you know when we go live. We go live every single week on Wednesdays at 9
p.m. Central Standard Time.
That's right. For Dustin, I'm Giancarlo. We'll catch you guys next time on a fantastic episode of the Bears Pod.
Bear down.
Football Guys Network.